If you get the white middle class in a tizzy, you got it made. Okay, whether you're government corruption and or social media overlord and or warlord and or slumlord, you got it made. The white middle class is vulnerable to being controlled. And better yet, if you get them to fight amongst each other, you basically rule with an iron fist. Um and you're going to have to look at my other videos when I talk about white privilege to get a bit more background. It's in the same playlist called YouTube Marks the Spot on My Boredom. And it's on the front page of my YouTube. But um white privilege was basically put in place because slavery could not continue in a genuine, authentic Christian society. So if white privilege became synonymous with being a good Christian, then you could continue slavery and therefore power and profits. Okay, that's the long and short of it. And so the white middle class has white privilege. Okay, but they're constantly salty about the fact that they don't have as much privilege and wealth as their upper class counterparts. And so they've got this salt, but they're not quite salt of the earth. And they've got white privilege. And so they're easily controlled. For example, middle class white America, or white America in general is so ignorant of what communism is that the American government in the 60s and 70s were able to send white America in a total hysterical tizzy about communism, that they fell to communism. They fell to communist propaganda because they were all distracted on the wrong danger. They didn't understand what the danger of communism is. And people who want to control and take over America, like the U.S. Communist Party, which is obviously connected to the CCP, and North Korea and different communist factions around the world. If the U.S. this is how the U.S. Communist Party, or just government corruption, fascists, imperialists of different kinds, warlords, people who want to seize power and control, they knew that they could get white middle class America, and they succeeded in getting white middle class America in the 60s and 70s and beyond so hysterical about the dangers of communism that they were able to infiltrate with communism, because the white middle class is so easily influenced because of their white privilege and because of their salt about not being as privileged as other white people. And so they are missing the salt of the earth piece. White trash used to be more salt of the earth, and they used to actually often, depending on where they were, but I wouldn't say often, but there are more situations than not than you are aware of, where white trash got along with black people because poor people understand each other and people in the struggle understand each other. But because of white privilege, the internet was able to sort of level the ground, at least at least on a certain level. Because of the internet, white trash kind of came up, and because of their white privilege, and they can kind of pretend more, or like fancy themselves, the upper class, and they feel less salty. They aren't less salty, but they feel it.